I'm going to be comparing these two UHS-II USB-C card readers. You got to move a lot of big files. They move files back and forth to your computer way faster than the standard readers do. Two of the biggest sellers on Amazon are by SanDisk. It's been around for a few years now, and the slightly newer Lexar Professional. The Lexar has a dual slot reader. It can take micro USB and standard SD size cards. You can't with the SanDisk, so you're a little bit limited there, but these longer cords give you better access. It's easier to plug into a phone, or if you have a lot of things already plugged into your laptop or desktop, it's easier to access in between already plugged in USB plugs. I use one of Sony's fastest cards. It's a 300 read and write card and moves files really quickly, and it's double slotted with the UHS-II setup, so we should get a true faster read. I'll be moving these files from the reader to the laptop, which the laptop has a SSD on it, so it should move the files faster than the card can, so you get a more accurate reading than if you'd use it with a standard hard drive. First, you can see the SanDisk, when you plug in the card, goes in smooth with hardly any resistance. Fits in firm, not loose, but it's got a good smooth as it slides in and out of the reader. Whereas with the Lexar, when you go to put the card in, it sort of grinds and digs a little bit on the card, and it's sometimes a little hard to pull out. And I can actually see a few marks already from the Lexar, so that has me a little concerned before we even get to the testing of the speed. I'm going to test the SanDisk reader first. I'm going to move a 10 gigabyte file and time how long it takes it to move to the hard drive. "46 seconds for the SanDisk to move 10 gigabytes. Now I'm going to test the Lexar speed with the same Sony card. "44.5 seconds. That was for the Lexar with the Sony card moving 10 gigabytes. To wrap this up, I tested both of these readers 4 times, and they fluctuated a couple of seconds each time, but both averaged really close to 45.5 seconds if you factor all 4 times. Between the two, you're not going to see much speed difference on them. I was a little disappointed in how smooth the card went in and out of this reader. I could see it possibly damaging cards over time, as rough as it feels. It may smooth out, but it's hard to tell. With the Lexar, you do have the benefit of having the micro SD reader, and that just presses in, clicks into place, press it in, it pops back out. That's a nice option to have, but with the SanDisk, you can just use an adapter if you want to and plug it in. Any of the micro SD cards are only going to give you 1 speed reading, not the UHS-II reading. So the speeds between the two are going to be the same with the micro SD card, whether it's in an adapter or not. If it's just me to have one, I would probably just stick with the SanDisk because it's a smoother fit and finish. The card seems to slide in and out smoother. It doesn't seem to be as rough on wearing on the card. And with these cards costing $150 plus nowadays, I think I would more worry about damaging the card than having a extra slot for micro SDs on this, but it's just whichever's most beneficial for you. Biggest reason for getting one of these for me is with this longer cord, it tends to fit better in phone cases. It doesn't get bound up like the solid one-piece readers do. You can fit them in between. If you have a lot of plugs plugged into the side of a laptop, you've got more room to insert this instead of having the wider old style readers fitting in there. So between the two, I'd probably go with the SanDisk. It's $10 less on Amazon now. If you check the links below, I believe this runs around $20, whereas the Lexar is about $30. I'll leave it up to you to decide if you need the micro SD slot or not, but both of them are going to give you about the same speeds and are fairly good quality between the two. You're not going to see any difference on it, so I expect them to last as long as you keep them. Thanks.